Recently, I found out that Russia also makes its own Lego. These are unique sets that you won't find in official Lego stores. Of course, I wanted to test them, so I bought 3 large sets right away for just $120. All these sets are based on Russian folk tales. These are stories about mighty Bogaders, fearless knights, the evil and powerful wizard Kashi the Immortal, and the old witch Baba Yaga. So now I will build the most famous characters from the tales, the 3 Bogaders, out of Lego, so we can embark on a magical journey through medieval Russian fantasy and see what toys children in Russia play with. The first Bogader is Dobrynya Nikitic, the most loyal to the prince. Besides his immense strength and bravery, he possesses incredible persuasive skills. The next Bogader is Ilya Muromets, a great warrior and servant of light, a true paladin of medieval Russia. And the third famous knight is Alyosha Popovich, the youngest Bogader, but also the smartest and most cunning. Additionally, he is an excellent archer. I really enjoy building large armies out of Lego minifigures. I have already assembled a huge number of units with a fantasy theme. I have a small army of clones from the Star Wars universe, and I even managed to assemble a few modern stormtroopers from original Lego. Soon, I will build combat vehicles for them. I like tanks and airplanes the most, and I really enjoy playing with them. But in modern games, I always felt a lack of realism and the ability to create my own exclusive equipment. However, I recently found an incredibly cool game called War Thunder. It is the largest combat game involving vehicles ever created, and it is already available for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. The game features more than 2,500 tanks, aircraft, helicopters, and ships from 10 major countries, covering a vast time period from the 1920s to the most modern and advanced tanks and fighters. The game also impresses with the number of customization options for combat vehicles. You can create your unique war machine using a vast array of camouflages, historical markings, and decorations for all types of vehicles. Immerse yourself in intense battles in War Thunder, where incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects put you right in the cockpit of the most powerful combat machines of today. War Thunder has 3 different game modes, each gradually increasing the level of realism, as well as one of the most complex vehicle damage models in gaming. Thanks to the vast amount of high-quality content, you simply won't find a game better suited for military history enthusiasts. Join the global community of over 70 million players and engage in epic PvP battles in War Thunder today. Use my link in the pinned comment or the description below the video to register. New players and those who haven't played for 6 months will receive a huge bonus pack on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, which includes several premium combat vehicles, the exclusive Eagle of Valor vehicle decorator, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. Available for a limited time only, so hurry up. Prince Vladimir the Great urgently summoned all 3 Bogaders. The prince said that he had a quarrel with his daughter, and she, upset, went for a walk in the forest outside the city. The evil wizard Kashi the Immortal kidnapped her, and now the prince regrets having hurt his daughter, as she is in danger because of him. The prince loves his daughter very much and wants to bring her back, so he sends the Bogaders to search for her. To find out where Kashi the Immortal lives and how to defeat him, the Bogaders went to the old witch Baba Yaga, who lives on the edge of the ancient forest. As a rule, she commits terrible deeds, kidnaps naughty children, and brews potions in her large cauldron. Baba Yaga is assisted by a black cat and a talking raven, but sometimes she can help with wise advice or cure a serious illness. As is well known, Baba Yaga lives in an old hut on chicken legs. So the first set I assembled was Baba Yaga's house. Includes 1,295 pieces and 1 minifigure. Surprisingly, the pieces themselves feel very high quality. They are fully compatible with original Lego and snap together securely. And the instructions are detailed and clear. The Baba Yaga minifigure is different from the classic minifigures, and some parts are incompatible with regular Lego sets. So, I will create my own custom character. The house itself impressed me a lot. I really like the high level of detail and some of the design solutions. The walls are impressively made, as if they were built from large logs, like in old houses. Despite the thin chicken legs, the hut has a reliable structure and remains standing even during strong shaking and jolts. The house itself opens easily, giving us access to the interior space. There is an old village stove and a bed here, and there is even a small attic above. I am thrilled with this little hut, and the coolest thing is that by buying several of these sets, you could easily and quickly build an entire medieval village for your fantasy world. For me, this little hut is a 10 out of 10. Hut on chicken legs, turn your front to me and your back to the forest. The hut turned, and out came an old witch. With cunning and tricks, Baba Yaga tried to deceive the heroes, but the master negotiator to bring in Nikotik convinced her to tell everything she knew about Kashi the Immortal. He is not so easy to defeat. Kashi's life is hidden in a needle. The needle is in an egg. The egg is in a duck. The duck is in a hare. The hare is in a chest, and the chest is buried on a distant island. And I didn't make this up. It is actually written in Russian folk tales. Finding this island is not so easy. Only one creature knows where it is. Go further east for 3 days and 3 nights without deviating, and you will find the one you seek. So the heroes did, setting off on their journey. And the old witch just laughed after them, knowing that even the greatest heroes could not defeat death itself. The heroes traveled without stopping until the morning of the 4th day, when the road ended in an open field. The old woman deceived us. I knew we couldn't trust her. Don't get worked up. Alyosha, maybe we're not looking properly.
Who has come to me? A loud,
piercing voice rang out. Turning around, the heroes froze in amazement. In front of them stood the enormous head of a mighty warrior. And this is the second set of the constructor that made me marvel again. It's the enormous head of a giant hero. He is the last one left in this field after the great battle of antiquity. This head often appears in Russian folk tales. The set includes 520 pieces and 1 knight on a horse. The minifigure itself is made in the same way as Baba Yaga, but it has 2 pairs of legs so that the figure can be seated on a horse. However, in this set, the minifigure is not the main attraction. Just look at the detailing of this character. The warrior's beard is very well crafted, and the helmet is even more detailed. It contains a huge number of unique pieces that you won't find in the original Lego in this color. I was also pleased with the new, interesting shields. You can build cool custom models from them. The set also includes an interactive part. This gear piece will allow you to move the hero's mouth so he can talk to the wandering heroes. For a long time, the old head of the fallen warrior questioned the heroes about what brought them here and what they had seen on the way. It evaded their questions in every possible way, trying to buy time. But clever Alyosha Popovich quickly figured out what the head was planning. He grabbed an arrow, jumped right up to the head's face, and began tickling its nose with the feathers. Quickly, tell me where to find Kashi the Deathless.
Enough. Stop it. I'll tell you everything. Don't be angry with me, heroes. I'm lonely here by myself. I wanted you to stay with me a little longer. All right, so be it. Far in the northern sea, where the water is bound by ice and eternal cold rains, you will find a forgotten island. On it grows a majestic oak tree, and under the tree, a chest is buried. In it, the life of Kashi the Deathless will be hidden.
Thanking the old warrior and promising to check back on their return journey, the heroes continued on their way. For several weeks they sailed through the cold waters until they found an island in the middle of the northern sea. But as soon as they found the old oak and dug up the chest, upon opening it, a rabbit immediately jumped out and dashed away from the heroes. Ilya Muromets jumped on his horse and raced after the magical hare. Grabbing his spear, he threw it with precise aim and hit the target directly. But as soon as the hare was defeated, a duck burst out of it and soared high into the sky. Alyosha Popovich drew his bow, pulled the string, and shot one of his arrows at the bird. The duck immediately disappeared, and a magical egg flew out of it. Falling to the ground, it shattered, leaving only one needle on the grass. Dobrynya drew his sword and with one powerful strike destroyed the last vessel of Kashi the Deathless Life. Everything around suddenly darkened, and the ground began to tremble. In the place where the old oak tree had just been, an enormous bone throne appeared, and on it sat Kashi the Deathless. The large tree with the chest and this entire structure with the bone throne of Kashi the Deathless is the third set I bought for today's video. The set includes 1200 pieces and 3 minifigures. The Lord of the Undead himself and 2 gray skeletons. You won't build an army of Walking Dead with them, but such a set can be a great addition to your fantasy world. It contains many useful black and gray pieces that you can add to your castle. Many golden color details, from which you can build the king's treasury. What I liked the most was the construction of the bone throne. It will look great in the Lich Lord's location, where your heroes can battle an epic boss. The second important part of the set is a large, detailed tree. A magical artifact can be hidden inside, and the tree itself will be an excellent addition to any Lego construction. The Bogaters fought for a long time against the horde of skeletons of the King of Death. Dobrynya Nikotic was wounded, and Alyosha Popovich fell to the ground under the onslaught of the undead. Then Ilya Muromets turned to the light and, gathering his last strength, delivered a crushing blow to Kashi. The skeletons immediately turned to ash, and everything around brightened again. In the place where the bone throne had just been, lay a young beautiful princess. Once again, thank you War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to try War Thunder right now for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox and use my link in the pinned comment or the description below to register. Those of you who are new or haven't played in 6 months will also receive a huge bonus pack on all platforms, including several premium vehicles, in-game currency, and much more. And be sure to write in the comments if you like the sets.